You don't say. You don't
I
say.
don't. I'm gonna figure out this thumbnail thing later because it's fighting me every step of the way. It's awesome.
Stop. Well,
No
just
thumbnail for you.
stop saying it, and maybe it'll come true.
God, I hope so.
All right. All right. Good times. For
Please call me Paul.
those people joining us ahead of the live stream, jump ahead roughly 15 minutes to get our ZT 545 knife review. Spoilers.
Spoiliers.
Spoliers.
Yes, I don't like that.
Spoliers.
I really don't like that.
No,
You
it's
weren't meant to.
no one should. No one should.
Nope.
Thumbnail rotation. There we go. There you go. Saved.
You said you were gonna do that later.
Yeah,
I guess that technically was later, so it's.
Yeah.
He's got you there.
By later, I mean I was struggling to do it right then. It worked.
Anyone fancies to show off first? New and exciting things?
Nope.
No, not here. Nothing new, nothing fancy.
All right,
Well,
fine.
Kind of fancy, but not really.
Oh, gotta turn the Christmas tree.
Oh, he just left. He just up and left. Now it's just our logo. Hey, it could be worse. Oh, he's back.
Hey, look. I've never done more for the show.
So mine's new, so I'll go last.
Okay.
See how it is.
Oh, well, take that.
Right.
I mean, I can go first. I'm okay with that.
Sure.
Mine is definitely not new. Mine has been fairly regularly used all year, both as a photo on the stream as well as in my pocket.
Good evening, Ben. What are you carrying? How you doing, sir?
He's impressed. I don't know why I said that word that way, but impressed by our timeliness. And by that, I mean Joe's timeliness.
Could be impressed. You never know.
I really hope it's not. But on that note, I have a Skaha too.
Well.
Pew, 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 pew.
Oh, I mean, well, there it is. And by that, I mean, OBS, why aren't you working? There you go.
Well.
How about now?
It worked.
Oh, there it is.
That's one heck of a nice black square. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Those trees look suspiciously greener than what this time of year.
They're evergreens.
They're evergreens.
Boo.
Yeah, that's a camping trip photo that I may or may not have used as a photo on this stream previously to today. It was busy this weekend, and I didn't get a chance to get a photo.
It was, yes. Yes.
Welcome to working retail during Christmas. It's good times. It's good times.
Yeah.
Little nutty.
Skaha's okay.
Yeah,
it's all right.
It's might be relevant to tonight's conversation about MagnaCut and thin blade grids and price points and etc.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll talk a lot about that. Like right now.
Line text by Paul.
Oh, what the hell, man?
Yeah, actually.
He's gone, huh?
And the worst part is, I don't even have a picture I can pretend. Ad block, leave me alone. That I hadn't used. I think I even used this last week. I'm not sure. Maybe the week before. I have not had time to grab any new photos.
I see how it is.
But hey,
we got the dose ha-has and then some recycled pics.
Don't worry though. Yeah. This is a worse version of the Skaha, theoretically speaking, compared to Paul's.
It's a hell of a way to end 2023. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So,
look, are you suggesting that we phoned this in?
Well, I'm glad I ended last, at least.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ,
I kind of
guys.
knew what Paul was gonna do, so like, yeah, I got it. I have to. Although
So,
legitimately, yeah.
well, Christmas coming up, so on and so forth. Um, was kind of new, kind of not. I decided a while back that I was going to downsize from my main Super Freak to my mini Super Freak, which I I don't know what to call these anymore because they've crossed paths too much, and now we've got carbon fibers and we've got M4s. And anyway,
Mm.
I moved along my full sized, and it pretty much helped fund my new mini Super Freak,
Hell yeah.
which because it's the M4 version, I might just call it my freaky.
Freaky.
A freaky.
My freaky.
Oh, look at that photo. Merry Christmas from the Fifers.
Wow, it's the season and it's not recycled. And I did some fun things with the photo,
You did.
Good
You
time.
actually you didn't phone it in. You tried.
You look at you trying over there.
Wow, I got a new knife. Had to show it off a little bit. It's the end of season. Christmassy things, family things.
That's entirely true.
Indeed.
So by things crossing over, there were the freaks, the original freaks with rubberized handles and S30V once upon a time. Then there's the super freak that everyone basically unanimously decided, no, you probably should have just made that one.
So much so they discontinued the original.
Yep.
And
now,
then the mini Super Freak and carbon fiber,
with
which
S90,
they called the mini
yeah.
Super Freak and carbon fiber. But then now, what do you call the new two that just came out?
You call it the new Super Freak in carbon fiber. And this is the mini Super Freak in M4.
This one's always M4. The other one's is S90. Never mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
My freaky. It's
Freaky. Look, it's an eclectic family.
It's confusing as all hell.
Much like the ZT we're going to be talking about tonight, Benchmade is allergic to naming things, apparently. So there's the thing. It's the freaky family.
Well, I mean, it's just the same knife, but in a different material. So it just has the same name. They're just Super Freak. Really?
If everybody's super, nobody is. Come on, man.
Yeah, the original one was just a freak. Why wasn't he super too? He's rocking S30 and rubber handle. Why isn't he considered a super freak too?
Lots of guys are saying online S35 and S30 are no longer super steels.
Now those people are drunk.
Yeah.
There's new things out there, but those still hold up.
Speaking of new things that are out there, MagnaCut, you say?
Indeed. Just quick shout out, Dick Richards. What is up? Hello. What are both y'all carrying?
A Domus for Ben. He already mentioned, but they say things sometimes, and you may or may not be listening. It's we do also have another 5 minutes of kill or so before the jump ahead on the stream, so we don't necessarily have to dive into the ZT 545 spoiler. But we could. I don't care. Whatever. It's Christmas. It's Christmas.
Look, we make the rules. People that jumped ahead 15 minutes can jump back 5. They'll figure it out.
It'd be so irritating, though, if anyone ever listens to us.
At 7:30, I'll tell people to jump back 5 minutes to catch up on what they've missed. It's fine. It's fine.
Talk about something else.
I don't know.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
Did anybody have like a tiny topic in their back pocket at all?
I feel like there was something that we were going to talk about that I talked to either you or Dennis about, and we were like, we should talk about that this weekend.
I think it's necessarily a small topic, though. I don't know.
Bring it up now. We talk about it later. Yeah.
I genuinely don't remember what it was, so
that's okay. I do, but I think it's worth an actual more than 5 minutes. There might be something else I put in my back pocket. Let me just see. Or not. I don't know.
Or not. All right.
I think it was Kanwoo, the company keeps on coming up over and over again in conversation, is now doing like Rockstead level mirroring with their DLC on ZDP 189 at 67 Rockwell.
Oh,
Something.
I'm
oh,
sorry.
oh.
Silly. Give
What did
me
I
a
miss?
second. Let me
I
see if
missed
I
the
can.
first part of that.
Kanwoo, that company that I keep on coming back to. Kanwoo.
Yeah.
This last half of the year is doing the high mirror polish and then the black DLC coating like Rockstead.
Oh,
Also like Rockstead on ZDP 189. Here we go. Yeah. DLC ZDP 67 Rockwell. Yeah. Bam, son. Mirror polished. Like you can see the cell phone he's recording it in.
That's
Well, that's
impressive.
Fancy. Yeah.
So, I like ZDP 189. I know Dennis likes ZDP 189 to a point.
67. 67. I don't know, dude.
That's good.
I mean,
That's
Dude,
good.
don't breathe on it. It'll
No,
explode.
it's okay. The thin veneer of DLC acts like a cellophane wrap that keeps everything under tension, so
It's
it
the
won't
first
chip.
time I
Look.
believe that a titanium coating is actually making a blade stronger. It's for
Right.
the first time ever.
I have a kitchen knife at between a 9 to 12 degree angle in ZDP at a 67 Rockwell. I haven't chipped that.
Yeah, but you're also using it in a kitchen relatively carefully, I would imagine.
Not that carefully.
Okay.
I put it to the test. I was chopping frozen food with it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it slices through thick cut frozen bacon as if it were fresh.
I don't know that's impressive. I don't
Yeah.
know what angle exactly my Cali 3 in ZDP from Spyderco is, but I know I reground it. Or sorry, I don't know what it came in from factory, but I reground it to a 20 degree since then. It performs quite nice at that point. I haven't really had any chipping issues there.
And if you want to just throw up maybe a Rockstead design, just to show people an idea of what they mean by that high polished finish, something dark side.
Mentioned too, Dick Richards is carrying his Smoky Mountain toothpick, a little dagger. I also am a fan of the daggery deuce.
So that's a DLC coated blade. That
Apparently
reflective
it's
one
gonna
there.
Parker Brothers surgical steel. I don't know what that means, but I imagine it's not great.
That's okay. I have knives that are not great that I still enjoy that aren't CMKT. Just gonna slide that in there.
It's a dagger. It's probably tough. I really like the way that coating looks. Right up until you have to resharpen your knife.
So these knives are not ones that I would resharpen myself. These are ones that I would ship to Japan to have them redone. Maybe not as a Canadian, but as a consumer.
To the country of Kanwoo. That's
pictured in your brain right now. Remember, think about it. Somebody running one of those through a V-notched knife sharpener.
It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
It'll buff
it's
right
fine.
out.
Just
It'll
strop it.
Yeah,
right out.
if you strop it really well, that would probably be all you needed.
Yeah, there's not. Oh, there's a photo from Reddit that kind of shows the reflectivity. It's not really doing a great job here.
Anyway, it's good to see that other people are playing the mirror polishy DLC game. And I don't know what the price point will be, but I bet you it's going to be cheaper than a Rockstead.
Probably.
God, I hope so.
Well, I mean,
hey, we made it. 7:30.
Okay, so if you've just jumped ahead 15 minutes, go back 5 minutes to hear us bullshit about how we're going to actually start the review, and then skip ahead 5 minutes to the point where we're actually going to start the review. And I think we've caught everyone up. I think that's about...
Welcome back from your time travel.
And see.
So ZT, you said. Well, bam.
Wabam. 545.
Raskies.
Also, I turned your photo sideways because it fits on the screen better this way.
You did turn it sideways. It's twisting my brain, Lou.
That's fair. That's fair. All draped in
My
shadow.
brain's been twisted.
Well, it was kind of up on a weird angle, braced against a black backdrop. So now the bracing is on this side. If you, so
Well,
that's the thing. But you know,
here's the original photo. Here we go.
it's all
Here,
right.
zoom in so it's not quite as awkwardly spaced. Kind of, maybe, sort of. Well, that's okay.
I don't know. Do what you can. Yeah.
Do what you can. There you go.
So yeah, 545 MagnaCut ZT carbon fiber titaniums, 2 ounce,
Nice and
60
light.
60 to 63 Rockwell, 2.3 mil thickness, seven and a
Yeah.
half overall, 3.2
Wait.
blade length.
Back that
what's
up. 60 to 63. It's a
Cor-
4-point spread.
correct,
Yep.
sir?
It is.
That's a
It's
thing.
right. It's hardened the same way they harden their M4.
Oh wait,
I
four
think-
point spread.
Wow,
60, 61, 62, 63.
Well,
is an acceptable range of
yeah,
spreadings.
yeah.
Is it?
Okay,
Well,
I think so.
I think you've spread too much. I think you need to not spread so much.
You get
I would-
some.
Oof.
I would prefer if it was a 60, 61 or a
I
61, 62 or a 62,
wish-
63.
Two-point spread would have been nice.
Sometimes
that's all I'm saying.
a tighter spread is nicer. You know.
I will say that 60 to 63 is all well within acceptable ranges for MagnaCut. So
But you do get some different performance metrics
certainly
between
do.
those points. Again, there's an exponential difference between the 1 point. So, and another. And you said 2 ounces on this thing. This thing's pretty lightweight.
Ooh, 2 ounces.
That is.
Yeah, for
It's no
titanium and ball
comparison to
bearings. And what is actually especially impressive about that 2 ounce note is actually, I'm going to dive into it there, Joe. I sent Joe second email with the 2 pictures that are exploded shots
Yes. Which one do you want me to pull
of
up
this
first?
knife. Either or, really, it doesn't matter. But one of the things of note for myself is it's especially good that they did 2 ounces when they've got like 15 washers in this thing.
Good lord. Good lord, what is happening in there?
So there's actually the bearing, which is in the track, and then they've got washers on either side of the bearings.
You would want a steel washer on the inside of that carbon fiber for sure. And having it on titanium does mean that you don't sink too deep into the titanium. So I
And
like those
I think
washers.
it's steel on either side, steel plugs on either side, and then the actual tracks with the bearings, and then bronze phosphor inside cutouts on the blade. I think is how the little dealios.
Okay. I'm open to learning something. Does that do a damn thing for anybody?
Did
me
Did you get this from their website?
correct, sir?
Oh, from the video. I see why now you sent me screenshots. Okay.
Because you see, sir, these may or may not have been taken directly from the new product video without permission, kind permission, from sweet, kind permission.
Did the person making this animation just accidentally add extra parts?
What is that? What?
Did the
I don't think
person
so. Because
did the person making the animation?
No,
because if you look at the other picture I got of the exploded, what is up, guys? Because there's 2 different ones, right? You know, those are they're in 2 different parts of the video. So
I was just hoping because
So honestly, like the models for these probably came from the CAD program that was used to design it in the first place. So I don't think there'd be any extraneous parts in the blown out exploded view here. But okay, so there's your steel plug there. There's your bearing base. And then you've got another washer that's supposed to sit against the blade, I guess.
So
don't worry about it.
But
I don't know.
I wouldn't trust the
obviously
color.
We're wondering. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I wouldn't trust the color there to necessarily be representative of the material. It's probably steel. Um,
Maybe.
does ZT still use stainless steel, hardened steel bearings for their pivots?
I believe so.
Because if that's the case, the only reason I can think of to have a washer against the blade in between the bearings is
My
not to
609
protect.
ceramic.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
That
The
might
one with the
be
hollow pivot, 100%.
okay.
It's ceramic.
That's
Yeah, yeah.
that might be a thing that they do just for that model because that's a
Okay.
non-standard pivot. That might be something that they did because it's kind of a fancy boy.
Yeah.
None of the ones that I've taken apart have had ceramics.
Yeah, none of my not my Sinkovich,
I
not
don't think
my
the 804
707.
is.
Yeah, like this is more recent, and I think I'm pretty sure this is stainless steel.
I'm pretty
Now
sure my 801s, 804s, they're all stainless steel as well, but I'm pretty sure my 609 is ceramic.
Is a 63 Rockwell blade harder than the bearings?
I don't know that it's necessarily harder than the bearings, depending on the bearing material. That could be a concern. The other
That
thing might be that if they're concerned about I forget the term for it, but where you have two dissimilar metals, one is not corrosion prone, but the other one is, and if they're in contact and one starts to corrode, it can bleed and leach onto the other steel because rust, once it starts forming, likes to do that.
yeah.
That may have been a concern, but depending on what they're using for bearing material, because 440C, 154 CM are both common enough ball bearing material that I wouldn't be shocked to see either here. And I
But
don't think you can get them quite that hard without running into other problems. So yeah, actually, the difference in hardness may be the key reason.
I'm open to the idea that this might actually be doing something beneficial to the knife, but it definitely feels weird.
well,
But
it was able to get it 2 ounces on the nose, so they needed. Maybe it's a balance thing. Maybe they needed to, get the center balance a little more centery.
That's awful,
So
but all
yeah,
right.
yeah.
yeah, I hate it.
It's like, what
Now
are these lead washers doing on underneath my bearings?
the other reason I actually took these pictures, and this is the one in particular that I wanted to highlight, was the pocket clip being ambidextrous, but the least convenient son of a bitch to try to swap, like
What you're
ever.
talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about. It's perfectly reasonable.
Does yours have the same stupid cutout on the inside that you got to take the barrel spacer out?
Yep. Yeah, it sure does, sir. That's
That's
exactly how
dumb.
it works.
That's dumb. Maybe you can see it on the 707
It might be.
website,
Oh, maybe. You might even be able to
but
see it if I grab a light here.
you can see the carbon fiber cutout in this picture on the inside. Yeah.
There we go.
And
Kinda
so one of them goes through, it's got like a insert, I believe, on the one hole, and then the other one goes through the barrel spacer in particular.
yes.
So if you want to swap from lefty to righty, you have to actually take the barrel spacer
You have
screws
to-
out.
Yeah, you got to take it clean out of the knife. Now, theoretically, that's only something you have to do once. Then it's done because you're either left or right-handed, and you don't swap what side the clip goes on very frequently.
No, but it's
You don't know
one more
me.
time than a regular knife.
Or it could be like Paul, who carries the smock lefty for some fucking reason.
Yeah, I prefer it that way, and you will never change my mind.
It's okay. It's okay.
So yes, yeah, you're right. You only have to do it once, but as far as convenient goes, I'm just like, I don't necessarily like this new way that they've.
It does make for a cleaner presentation, though. Like,
I
it's just
suppose.
a lot cleaner once the knife is actually assembled. And as we all know, ZT is nothing else but a lifestyle brand, right? It's,
Yeah, they do like their streamlined designs.
this is kind of a common complaint, and I feel this way actually about this knife. This kind of leads nicely into talking about design language used, but this knife, especially when it's open, Dennis does have a photo in here. There we go. It looks like such a, I don't want to say blah, because it's not like that, like kind of like completely boring, but it's like you took an interesting knife with interesting lines and then put it into a river and just had water wash over all the lines and just smooth everything out, and like you lose a lot of decision making and detail.
You know what this
Um,
feels like, Joe?
yeah, what?
Knife design by committee.
Dude, yes. Yeah. 100%. That's actually a really good way to put it. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know if
Too
you
many
guys
people changing things.
I don't know if you feel the same way, Dennis, but when I look at this knife, it's like, yeah, sure, okay. I guess it's a Kershaw design in the
It
specific
exists.
way that it's washed out, but like, yeah.
Well, and I mean, you could take several different design language, like even the like Navajo style, even swept up blade to the tail endy handle. It's got a hint. I think
Yep.
this picture shows that off more than probably it actually justifies. Because it's such a small knife, then
Yeah.
it doesn't actually have any of that, right? But yeah, I don't know the committee thing, and because it is an in-house design, there's a lot of
Yeah.
different you can actually see a lot of Kershaw influence in this
Yes.
knife.
And it does read like a Kai blade. It looks like Kershaw, looks like ZT, but
It
it just
actually, if you told me this thing from this picture right here, if you told me this thing had 5 CR with a stainless steel handle and they were selling it for $50 Canadian,
Oof.
I'd be well. I mean, but realistically though, like
And
there's
you're right.
Kershaws and Kai
yeah.
in-house designs that you could swap out some materials and tell me that's what I'm working with, and I'd be like, yeah, that's kind of a funky enough design to fit into that, you know, spring assisted price point that they go with at that type of thing, right? Now you tell me
Yep.
MagnaCut, you tell me this size titanium, not showing the carbon fiber side on the other side and like whatever, right? But
Yeah. No, for
it's
sure.
the
Well,
in-house design is, I think people are slowly losing it. You need the names, you need the O Step Hells, you need the like, yeah,
Yeah.
there's a
Natty
reason why those
or
are
Black
famous.
Snow Customs, you need the whatever type of like it's you need the names
Shit,
to
even
keep
your
it going.
even your Ken Onions at this point. I mean, not to talk shit about
Oh,
Ken Onion, but I mean they've there's a famous history there with Kershaw and Kai and Ken. So um, yeah, and to be clear, I'm not actually 100% sure why the ZT Kershaw design language kind of hits me weird. Because Spyderco has a very strong design language. Benchmade doesn't really have a design language unless they're ripping off designers that they decide not to work with. Um, that's right, sue each other. Sorry.
yeah.
But in this particular case, I'm not sure what it is. It's not that this is an uncomfortable knife in hand, and I'll use that as a justification to show Dennis's photo of it in your hand. Uh, but it doesn't evoke a ton of feeling, and a little bit. Sorry, go ahead.
You guys describing it as feeling watered down and stuff like that definitely kind of hit the nail on the head. It so much feels like one of their in-house designs that it's like you
And
gotta find something else.
and again, kind of competing with the bug outy kind of.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
was
did anyone
wondering when
else
one of us.
notice that a bug out was gonna is a 535?
No.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. There's
Oh,
some
that's
coding
awful,
here that might
man.
be. It's yeah.
Oh my god, I don't know how we missed that.
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
Well, especially
Um,
because 5 is usually denoting somebody else, isn't it? Isn't it
I don't know
usually?
who 5 is. It's I'm not sure.
so
Isn't trying to do the like the 560 and stuff? Is it the,
Hinderer knives.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
But
So
not
the fact that they use the
not
5,
always too.
No, yeah, he's got the 493 or whatever it is, 492, something
oh, yeah,
393. Yeah.
There's a couple
393,
of
yeah. No,
there's a
you're right.
couple of there's a couple of oddballs where it's just like, and I know we've been saying this as long as we've been doing the channel and the podcast, but it's like just name your shit, for God's sake, just name something.
I mean, even
please.
if it's 19 different birds, I think they're just QSBs going down the list and they don't even care.
That's
But it's
fine.
better. They're just laughing because it's still better than ZT. Like it's
Absolutely.
still.
Minimal effort. Come on. AI is the thing. Just use it.
Let's be honest here, though. Is the not a bug out a better name? Because that's like as soon as Dennis mentioned it, yeah,
For guys who are looking at that, and there's a lot of similarities here. It's ambidextrous, one-handed opening, 2 ounces on the nose. Basically, it's very similar in terms of size. And now that we're talking about it, I wish I had gotten a size comparison picture with a bug out. Did anybody do that? Did Dennis think to do that? No.
No, I did not. The other thing I was thinking is I've actually seen a bug out mod where they take the spear point backside off of it and make it more like a clip point. And I'm not saying that this might have similar to that mod.
That is.
But-
do you like the bug out, but you want to pay twice as much?
I'm gonna throw up some other size comparisons here, by the way. Since Dennis
I will
was nice
say
enough to do
twice as much, but it's not plastic and has 30. Now, the completely irrelevant Dragonfly comparison also has, and I don't actually know, you could bring up CT's website, but damn, these things look like they're spot on the nose as far as specs go. The 450 and
right.
545. These two knives, like when I popped them open, I was like, there is not much difference in size comparison at all.
I'm trying to look it up. 450. Gonna open that up in 2 separate tabs so I can read.
545 is 3.2 inch blade, 7.5 overall.
3.25 inch blade, 7.4 overall.
So
So
yeah,
pretty close.
Good lord, those knives are basically identical as far as size comparison goes. Because it's a 450. It's a 450.
I will say though that the grip in hand, it doesn't feel like a 3-finger grip plus pinky in the same way that the Sinkovich did. At least for me, that last little hook really hugged onto my ring finger quite nicely. But then the pinky was just left kind of on the butt end, which again, fine. This is definitely more swept. I like both, but
I'm mature. It's fine.
it's all right. It's all right. Don't worry about it, Paul.
I lost you guys for a couple seconds there. It was good times.
Jeez. Okay. Yeah. No, we were. I was just talking about how the grip is slightly different between the Sinkovich and the new one.
Yeah,
Mm.
made it vaguely sexual in origin.
The flipper tab kind of hides itself in the 545.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that's part of it as well. You can choke up a little bit. You can.
I do like that.
So.
Speaking of that, I have a side-by-side with the Skaha just to compare a flipper tab situation.
So you wanted a bug out comparison. A bug out is 3.24 blade length, 7.46 overall. It's also a bug out.
So they're all about the same size. Skaha is a little bit beefier, but the important part that I wanted to show off here is the pocket clip and where this is oriented versus where the flipper tab is oriented on the 5.
Too late. You said pocket clip. I expect you to have a good, solid, strong argument about your bullshit pocket clip.
Oh, I'll get there. But first, we're going to talk about this flipper tab. I got to think of something else in the meantime. Flipping action is quite good, supposing the detent is tuned correctly. Of the sample size of 2 that we got to play with, one of them was significantly better than the other. And I don't mean, like, lighter. I mean one was actually more usable than the other. I didn't have the time to check to see if there was a burr left around the detent hole in one of them, but it sure felt like there was something there that was just making it ridiculously difficult.
Yeah, one hurt my wee sensitive finger to flip. And it was like, oh, damn, dude, this thing sucks. The action on this thing is ZT figuring out detents. And then I opened the second one and I was like, oh, here's ZT still trying to figure out detents. I hope more of them are like this one. So
yes.
We don't know. We'll keep you in the loop as we play with more as far as the quality control, but the detent was definitely hit and miss on the 2 samplings.
Absolutely.
Theoretically, detent tuning is something that's relatively accessible for the average knife nerd, but it still shouldn't be something that you would expect to do for the money that this costs.
I expect you to tune it to the key of D if you can.
Is D sharp a thing? Is D sharp okay?
You can drop detune if you're a lazy fucker too. It's fine. It's fine. It's
Oh, I hit it. Gonna make a knife called the D-Tune, and it's gonna be made with D2. It's gonna be great.
I hate it.
Yeah, you should.
Uh,
Yeah.
Can we talk about the funky swimming pool in this knife?
We should, and we should talk about how it doesn't have a twin on the front side like it fucking should.
it's
Guys,
a wading pool. Thank you very
come
much.
on. You're
Do you know how
using.
thin that knife would be if it was on both sides?
It'd be slightly thinner, slightly lighter, but man, you're actually using some interesting design language. You're utilizing space in the knife that works. Your finger rests there quite nicely when you're going to hit the flipper tab. Make the knife more interesting. Don't just give me flat slabs of shit. Like, come on, do some contouring, do some pockets, do something.
Just be honest about it. Make a video about how you were like, look, we're not turning this piece of titanium over to mill the inside. We ain't doing it.
But they had to mill the inside in order to get the pocket.
Mm-hmm.
In order to,
and
in order
the
to
milled,
and they had to do the inside of the pivot.
For the plugs.
Yeah, they had to do machining on both sides, Paul. I prefer it this way. I think this is cool because again, it's unique. It is probably the most unique thing about this knife, honestly, is that stupid pocket on the titanium side.
Well, and it's a place for you to get your hand out of the way so you can fire it because ZT's awesome with their detents, right? So yeah,
it's a skinny knife. The only reason why I'm not sad about missing one here is because of the tuned detent system that they have on this thing, where a little bit of pressure doesn't affect the action all that much.
But they got it figured out on the 450.
Yeah.
On a skinny knife.
They did, yes.
Took them 7 years.
Well, they had somebody else's design
they
to
didn't.
go with.
Exactly, they didn't figure it out. Sinkovich figured it out.
Sinky.
Dimitri Sinky.
Good old Sinky.
He's gonna show up at your house in the middle of the night.
Shake my hand and give me free knives, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I'm
free knives for sure.
I'm stealing that nickname from now on. Changing my signature, my maker's mark.
The Sinky Dinky?
I wouldn't go that far. I mean,
so extreme.
That's
is it that far off? All right.
This is all fun and games, Joe. Someone's always got to take it too far.
Dude, 100%.
I do want to touch on one other thing that I do like about this knife.
Sure, touch it.
I do like how thin the lock bar cut actually is.
Yeah,
it's something that sometimes gets wrong. Yeah,
the seam between the lock bar and the body of the knife.
Yeah, exactly. It's nice and tight. See, tight.
It's pretty tight.
I don't know why there's so much gap with the lock interface, but you know.
There's probably a decent reason for that.
Is there?
It's probably easier for them to fix if there's any, because it doesn't really matter how big the gap is where the lock bar cutout goes. Like, they're probably just using wire EDM for that. But if they're using an end mill to carve out that little space right in front of the blade tang, it may be better to leave it a little bit wider in case they have to remachine something afterwards. Like,
they gotta cut out those spots for those spacers to go into the blade as well. So the blade might need to be a certain amount of thickness for those cutouts, around those cutouts.
Yeah, I just think you could take that piece of titanium from the top and extend it lower. But if you're cutting it with an end mill with a specific purpose in mind.
Yeah, but then it wouldn't be the exact same size as a bug out, and that ruins everything.
Yeah, but it's a liner lock, not like a bug out. It's a not bug out.
Listen here, 545.
Yeah, that's like 10 better,
Yeah.
Well,
just the way that the S45s are making their laying claim.
Are they
taking over the S35? Yeah, I feel like we're gonna lose S35 to the S45 market, maybe even the S30.
I think we're gonna lose more of the S30, and S35 is gonna become the new hot Chinese something something because it kind of already is.
Yeah, I was gonna say new. That's been going on for
Yeah,
6 years.
and S30 will become more and more budgety, but the cost to manufacture, blah blah blah, and so S45 will be the new S30, and S35 will be the new
I think
something different.
S30 might end up going to sort of the position that S60 was in for a little while, where companies are still using it on higher end stuff, but it's not as common anymore.
Just small melts,
Maybe, yeah.
if at all.
I mean, well, the thing
Micro
is,
melts.
S30V.
One might even say.
What a tie-in. S30V. I mean, it still has like better edge retention than a lot of these other S series of steels that are coming out, and it still has about the same level of toughness. So, honestly, in terms of cost benefit, S30 is just more difficult to machine, and I think that's probably going to be the reason why we'll see less of it. So companies like Spyderco may continue to use it in the Taichung models. I kind of hope they do. I like the way they do it. But we probably should talk about more about. Hey, it's MagnaCut.
Yeah,
there are
It
other.
is. Look at that.
Yeah, there are other MagnaCut options available in and around this size, though.
and price point.
Yeah, I threw up a native for no particular reason. There may or may not be natives available with MagnaCut in a similar size with different handle materials, and maybe that's not necessarily a fair comparison. I just wanted to do a size comparison there. Yeah, so,
I mean, you could also get it tagged out for a comparable price. It's also MagnaCut and carbon fiber.
Yeah, that's true. But then you have to deal with it being orange and strange. What's Benchmade's HRC on tagged out again? I know we did the review, but I honestly don't remember at this point.
It was okay. I don't know.
Like 60, was
I've
it 60,
seen better.
61,
Yeah.
62, or was it 60, 62? It was a little tighter than ZT's range, I think.
I'd rather
this
this over a tagged out.
What's that?
I said I'd rather this over a tagged out. I'll say that. If I get to choose the D10.
Okay. So I actually prefer the contouring on the handles of the tagged out to the handle overall on this ZT.
Yeah. I just like the look of this one better.
Really? Is it because of the orange, or is it just like the
Yeah.
lines?
Well, yeah,
That's
I
the
mean, can we count the S45 version? And then it's just a thin, crooked river. It's
Yeah.
I'm into that.
suppose.
I like that one.
S45. Yeah.
Man, I
Give me
really
some
wish.
Titanium scales on it. We're laughing.
It's an S45, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Shut your face.
Oh. Huh.
With Titanium scales. I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then some Titanium crossbar, you could make that thing not even anything. Just S45 from Benchmade. Thank you, sir. May I have another?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So Paul's gonna spend more money. Is the moral of that story?
Gotcha.
Well, it's also at like a 14 degrees, isn't it?
Allegedly.
17, 14, 20, I don't know.
It's in there.
There may or may not be a field sharpener for that.
Well, the field sharpener says it's 14, but I don't know about the knife.
It does now.
Well, the S30 is 17. We know that. But I don't know if it's any other steels. That's a much more intriguing knife now, though. I even kind of like the green.
Yeah, all right. On to the 545. We're talking about
Fine,
this.
So
fine.
ZTs, you say? Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think a bronzed pivot is enough to inject personality into this thing.
It's the least personality you could do.
Happy they did it, as opposed to just a black screw, but... Yeah.
And I know when this knife first came out, we talked about having a little bit of hints of less George 220, but when you actually play with it in hand, it's like, meh.
Not at all.
Not even a little.
No.
The backside of this knife having the hex. Oh, I forgot that in the other room. That's too bad. The hex backing for that pivot screw is nice to see. I like seeing that from ZT. If anything, just as a callback to their, more kind of intense hard use heritage.
Oh. The hexies.
Yeah.
I would have liked if they had done the back in a titanium screw as well, but with the hex head. as a callback, if I'm being honest, because this is a little classier than that.
Well, either that or make the pivot screw colors match. Like do the same bronzy coloration on the reverse, or do the front side back black, or like I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, but the titanium side is what they consider a working finish.
And to be fair, I actually really like this finish.
The stone
I think
wash?
it looks, yeah, I like these rough stone wash looks. It looks good. And that's definitely going to hide wear super well.
Pre-scratched.
Yeah,
oh,
I mean, I
props.
scratched it at least 3 or 4 times, and you can barely even see it in that picture.
Well, I can show you the scratches on this knife where it fell on the asphalt and was scratched up. I can show you, but it's difficult to see in plain, like, you know, in daytime lighting. This, I think, will do an even better job. There was a comment, my YouTube comments loaded and then unloaded. There was something about a fingerprint. If you guys are talking about the cutout here, right by the pocket clip here, that's actually micro milling lines. They did the same thing on the 707 here, just at a bit of a larger scale. Yeah, just using a ball nose end to clear stuff out, basically, from the looks of things.
Yeah, looks good.
And sometimes it looks good, so they leave the finish. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm a fan.
Sometimes.
I like.
Sometimes it looks bad, and then they still leave it. It's sometimes.
Look, you're right. I don't like it. So take this as definitely pinch of salt, you know. This is more my preference than anything else, but there are some curves to this handle. It's reasonably comfortable in hand. But for the same price, I can get a Skaha 2 in MagnaCut. And I can get it with some sexy Black Dune carbon fiber that matches both sides of the handle and is super comfortable in hand, partly because of the heavy contouring that I'm trying to show off right now. There we go. The Skaha gets thicker and thinner as you travel along the length of the handle, like thinner here, thicker here, thinner again. Swells out towards the end here at the top. It is stupid comfortable in hand. It's a wonderful working knife. Love it. I know some guys love super flat handles for whatever reason.
Say, is it as thin as a bug out though?
That's
the question here, you see.
Yeah, it's gonna be real close. It's gonna be stupid close too, as thin as a bug out. And
no, your Skaha.
Oh, the Skaha, obviously not. Definitely not.
That's the issue. However, trying to be a Skaha. I was trying to be a bug out.
You know, this is actually relevant information that I don't have offhand because they don't list it on the website. But this is not very heavy. This isn't a particularly heavy knife. It's I want to say just south of 3 ounces, or just a little bit over, if that.
It can't be that much.
Yeah, it's got to be right around there.
You guys got scales.
I was gonna say I actually have. If Paul's got one easy, then that's great because mine's.
You both own.
For the box.
What's that?
I went for the box to see if they tell me your weight on the card on the inside.
Oh, okay. I actually do have a digital scale I can grab within like 10 seconds here because I do want to know. Yeah, I do want to know numbers before I continue on that thought.
That is it.
It's a big secret. They don't want you to know.
I think they say it on the website. I don't think it weighs 3 ounces. I'm pretty sure it's a bug out. It's all carbon fiber and a 3 millimeter, less than 3 millimeter blade.
It's 5.6 ounces. It's as heavy as a surge.
Man. Joe's getting out his weed scale.
Mm-hmm. We all knew you had one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sitting next to your weed.
Says the one guy who doesn't smoke. Or well, the one guy who doesn't smoke. Right? Maybe I do. Jam. Here we go.
What? Jam? You make jam?
That's why I need the scale. Oh.
Oh no.
Oh, there he's back.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
That may have been my. I think that was my connection taking a Taking a nosedive there.
Did take a shit.
I think
I-
our live stream's dead.
No, we're
What?
back.
Okay.
Okay, that's good. That's good because my face is the doozy on that one.
Yeah, we still got the red live.
Okay,
We're
cool.
getting it good now.
So how many ounces? 2.74.
I knew it was under 3.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
like almost like too many bug outs worth.
Yeah, just about.
How much is one Bigglesworth?
One Bigglesworth? How heavy is a Bigglesworth? I don't know.
I think you've got at least like 7 or 8 Skahas to every Bigglesworth.
I found a note recently that you can't read on here, but it says, "What is one Bigglesworth?" From a stream that we did forever ago.
Fair enough.
Like to that 2021 kind of.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I think that question has been answered many times over in many different ways indirectly.
That's fair. Definitely derailed us.
Oh, 100%.
The thing that I did want to touch on too about the comparison between these two is I think they did the right thing for a MagnaCut blade and a folding knife. That thin, slicey blade.
Yes.
2.3 mils.
Fantastic.
So 2.3 mil thick on the
Oh,
545.
Yeah. And eyeballing these two knives side by side, their the blade tang thicknesses are almost identical. So they must be working with similar blade stock customers. Yeah, that's my guess anyway. And I agree, it's a good thing. Skinny MagnaCut is where it's at. Can utilize all the beautiful attributes it possesses.
Your scrawny MagnaCut, I tell you.
Yeah.
After 8 months of regular use.
So 2.3 mils thick on the 545, 2.29 on a bug out.
Yeah. Doesn't shock me. So
it's different.
Okay,
it's different.
Value proposition, which normally I don't know if we dwell too long on these episodes because we kind of accept these are enthusiast knives at this price point to be in these sorts of materials and territories. Like if you're the type of guy who's looking dollar for value, or value for dollar rather, even if you compare this directly to a bug out, if you want something that's going to hold an edge a good long while, MagnaCut and S30V are very similar to each other in terms of edge holding, from what I could recall. Their S30V might even have a slight edge on that.
I think it does.
But MagnaCut does possess a greater deal of toughness, right? It is more stain resistant. So if those factor into your use cases at all, then sure, this is an upgrade. But if you're using your knife as a cutting tool, I mean, S30V can be had in some pretty ridiculous hollow grinds these days. And in yesteryear, actually, Des Horn from Spyderco is one of my favorite examples of pretty thin. If you're not rough with your stuff, I don't know that you'll get as much benefit from this. But it is cool to see it as an option. Having something that is going to be that stable with that thin of an edge is always a good thing.
Remember, guys, don't be rough with your stuff.
Just take care of it after. That's all.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you don't want to rough around.
You might chip it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Derailed it again.
Okay. Good stuff. Good stuff. Are we done talking about this knife? Are we scoring this? What is happening with this knife now?
I don't have much more to say on it.
Expensive, Jimmy cracked corn, and I mean, yeah, it's not a bad knife. If you're a ZT guy and you've liked some of the smaller ZT options, you might like one with good action. If you find one with good action,
that honestly, that's actually the biggest piss off, more so than the design choices, is the fact that even at this price point, they're still fucking around with different detent strengths and aren't clearly it's not getting caught in QC, or maybe this is acceptable to them. Either way, it's not great.
Right?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. But you're swing at the price point. You're coming out with you're swinging with some heavy hitters, and maybe it's offshore hitters instead of U.S. hitters, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chinese OEM market is very competitive these days. It's only a matter of time until MagnaCut becomes prolific from a lot of these overseas manufacturing facilities, for sure.
Absolutely. I guess that means scoring time. I don't know if this really counts as a score, but I'm gonna play this like we're playing poker, and I'm going to see your bug outs, and I'm going to raise you a pair of tag downs. Because now I want it tagged out.
I see. Well, I was gonna say, I wonder if they're gonna come out with, how they've been doing like multiple digits for their autos, and if they came out with an auto version, it would be a 15,545, and name it something for that. Yeah.
Is that a one of these, or is it a meat crafter at that point?
Maybe both. Yeah.
Fully
But an
automated meat crafter.
but an auto version. Yeah. OTF.
I just imagine like an infidel style handle, but a meat crafter blade.
I want it.
Fucking thing's like 14 inches overall.
Someone has had to have made like an XL Quaken style something.
Oh, I'm sure.
But I want an OTF boning knife is what I want, you see. Slight flex.
Not going there.
Yeah.
So I had a score for it. Give me a second. Oh yes. The score I give this is a bottle of the finest Family Reserve. I don't even know. I don't know. Can you look up what Family Reserve is? The reason I
Family Reserve alcohol.
Yeah, Family Reserve something. Maybe whiskey.
It's just piss in a jug.
No, that's gator piss. Grands is the thing I keep getting.
Maybe. See a label.
Oh yeah, that's like scotch.
Yeah, what am I looking for here?
Just checking a label. The only reason I say that is because the product placement ad that they have for the 545, where I also got the exploded pitchers, also has a bottle of Family Reserve of whatever it is with a glass poured on it and a super nice finely turned wood pen that the guy sets his knife down next to the pen and picks up the glass and says,
No.
So I'm scoring it the finest bottle of Family Reserve. It's
all right.
I see.
It's a lifestyle.
It's sounds like Alabama is what it sounds like.
And actually, my score is actually also my final point that I've driven home a couple times is ZT is like started to do these like lifestyle ads for their knives. You saw the one where it was like a jet fighter plane with I think it was the 707.
Oh, geez,
jet fighter plane, and the guy like comes down the stairs and blah blah blah. And there's only like 3 shots of the actual knife in the entire fucking 30-second commercial or whatever in the 707. And this isn't quite as bad because it's 1minute and 25 seconds long, and the large majority of it is ZT spokesperson dude talking about the knife. But the first, I don't know, 15 or 20 seconds is totally just like spammed up how classy and sophisticated you'll be with this knife. Fine, rich mahogany.
Mahogany.
Mafreaky.
Did ZT and Benchmade like have a behind a closed door meeting about becoming like a lifestyle brand?
If you don't think these discussions are happening at a very high level between CEOs, you're crazy.
That's
you're
what I'm saying.
You're nuts. And I'm sure Sal just tells them all to shut the fuck up, and he just does whatever he wants. Because it seems like what he's been doing for the last how many years. But yeah, no, I wouldn't be shocked if that was a discussion they had about their positioning over time.
Like it could even just be one of them talking about it to his friend. You know what I mean? Yeah, we're going this direction, and the other guy's like, we can follow suit.
Get it?
I don't think we even
Because
spoke
you
about
have,
the fact.
you have to be wearing a suit because this knife is so fancy.
There you go. Yeah, got derailed. Forgot what my point was.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's not good. It probably wasn't that important.
Oh, I guess I should rank this something. It gets a 545 because just like its heat treat spread, there's too many goddamn numbers. I will never not bitch about that.
Oh, you forgot. There's a 0 in the front.
Asshole. Oh, man, there's even more numbers. Truly awful. Actually, if you search for ZTs on their website, here, let me show you. Let me show you how annoyed I am over stupid bullshit like this. If
Do you need to use a decimal point?
545, nothing comes up.
545.
Oh, you just have to make sure there's a 0 at the front, because the 0 is super fucking important.
Of course.
Yeah. Are there any ZT products currently in production that don't start with a 0?
No.
Never have been.
Even their fixed blade, they have a 0. Then they're like, wait a minute, let's add another 0. Then we'll put some numbers.
No. What if we add another
third 0?
Oh my goodness!
Truly awful.
And it's stupid that it bothers me this much. But every time I go to their website, I'm like, well, I know that's the model number. No. There's a 0 at the front of it. Then I feel like a beans.
So yeah, good times. 545.
Yeah.
Family Reserve
exists.
In-house original. It's neat.
I think the most important thing that we talked about tonight is the fact that it's knife designed by committee.
Yeah. It's got that weird, like, pseudo-futuristic vibe that Kershaw's kind of been latching onto for the last 5-ish years. Or latching onto is, I guess, the wrong term. Been slowly developing and then watering down over the last 5 years. You could almost say they're distilling it. Like that sweet
like
family
distilling
reserve.
Their own pee.
Yeah.
That's the family reserve.
Yeah, that's why they call it family reserve. It's just piss.
You're gonna waft it.
Oh, please don't.
Look, you're in space. You gotta conserve your water.
Look, if you're in space, anything goes, but we're not.
Oh my!
And it isn't.
Oh, I found it. It's a bourbon whiskey.
Do you guys want to watch?
Pappy Van Winkle's Family Reserve 15-year-old bourbon whiskey.
Pappy Van Winkle.
Pappy Van Winkle.
Dude.
I am now officially calling this knife the Pappy Van Winkle.
Yeah.
Dude. Okay. But...
Pappy, Pappy, Pappy Van Winkle Family Reserve. That is the whiskey in the ad. I tracked it down, ZT. You can't take it from us.
That's fucking hilarious.
Look, Pappy paid good money to be in that ad.
His name's not on it. He didn't pay shit. Sue him. Go after everything he's worth, Patty.
Dude, if you called this, like, if this knife had come out and they had, first off, the fact that they would be naming it instead of numbering it would be legendary by itself. But if they just called this knife the Pappy or like the Van Winkle, it's like, I'll never forget that name. That's incredible.
They revealed that they were going to go to names with the Pappy Van Winkle.
And I think it's the 15-year is the bottle that I saw that was like, I think that's it. 2017. Oh, Family Reserve 2017 is a 15-year. Yeah. Yeah, that's the one. Oh, that's
hilarious.
That Family Reserve font on the bottom, it's unrecognizable, or it's unmistakable. Yes. Oh, now I got to get some Pappies. We got to celebrate the new year with some Pappies Van Winkle.
I'm down.
I'm scared. If it's good enough for a finely turned pen and a MagnaCut knife that may or may not still be on.
And Buffalo Trace the same company?
I guess we're on to other topics. I have no idea.
That's a rabbit hole. That's a rabbit hole.
You know more about this than I do.
It's brown water in a bottle.
Hard to find. Oh, the Rare Whiskey Shop? Adventures in Whiskey. Whiskey Auctioneer? Oh, it might be tricky there, gentlemen. It's
Are we talking
Happy,
about...
you son of a bitch.
You done it again, yes, son of a bitch.
Derailed nothing, Ben. This is totally on topic.
I think this
on
is
brand.
The after show now. Yeah.
It's important.
You're going to hear about lawsuits in the future about Pappy getting what's his. He's got a shillelagh and a kilt.
YouTube says I have an excellent connection now, so I'm not sure what was happening before, but it's not a concern anymore.
Well, Pappy was on to you, man.
Ben in chat. Squirrel!
Oh, dude, it's bad. Sometimes we just bounce off each other, and it's just...
Hey.
What the hell are we talking about?
That was much needed information about Pappy Van Winkle.
Yeah, absolutely. This is... See, this knife isn't cool enough to be the Van Winkle, though. That's the only problem. That's the only problem here.
It's not just the Van Winkle. I mean...
Don't shortchange the
Pappy Van Winkle. Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking at my desk in front of me, and I don't see any knife that really... I'm not sure what kind of vibes I get from the name Pappy Van Winkle. Like, I don't know.
Got to be a traditional, really.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I don't really have any traditionals in front of me at the moment, and none of the ones I have are...
I'm surprised by that.
Well, he bought his Congress, you see, so...
Yeah.
That's the last you'll see of it. I'm going to throw it into the ocean.
Jesus.
Well, I do have one traditional.
It does have a butt plug on it.
Yeah, it is kind of buddy, isn't it?
It's a little butt pluggy.
It's a little pluggy. I do have one.
It's just the way Abraham Lincoln liked it, goddammit.
Sterling silver and heavy as shit.
Read you down when you walked.
You can hear those footsteps.
The old saloon had an extra thud. It's those creaky boards.
None of this fancy prancing around.
Oh no, there was no prancing.
Could not jump. Could not
jump. You're talking about a horse crippler.
Oh, idiots.
Oh, I love it. That was delightful.
So, are we topicking? What are we doing now?
Well, we had a thing we didn't talk about earlier because Dennis thought it would merit more discussion, and I'm down for that. I don't know what it was, but...
Pappy.
It was Pappy. Oh my god, it was Pappy all along. Yeah.
Just layers of Pappy all the way down.
It's Pappy all the way down.
I'm literally looking at an ad right now that talks about pouring the Pappy.
Yep. Oh, right. Shit. You know what? I completely forgot there was something I did want to bring up about the discussion with the ZT, and we can kind of take it or leave it, but there are Kershaw blurs available in MagnaCut now. For not too many $1 dues. I don't know how many $1 dues, but I know they're available.
Where'd those come from?
I don't think they were exclusives, but I saw it was on a video for, I think it was Knife Center, actually, that was showing them off. So there is a distinct chance they were exclusive, but they normally say if that's the case, and I don't recall them actually saying that.
You can also get an edge.
Interesting.
You can. Yes, they have been playing with MagnaCut a lot more. Right now, it looks like it's just the Launch 15s, the Live Wires, and the Leak Edge that's listed on their website. It may have been a limited run. Or maybe it's a limited release.
Are they the first people to an OTF in MagnaCut? Good for them.
Yeah, the live, yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, so right now it comes in the all black, which is cool, as well as the what are they calling it here? Navy blue, which I think is much cooler.
Did they
Uh,
beat
They're
Microtech?
calling
Because I
that
think
Navy.
Microtech has some already.
I don't know if they beat Microtech or if they came out like, yeah, not 100% sure.
I didn't realize Microtech was doing. I thought they were doing their own M390.
Oh, maybe they did. Yeah. Maybe I'm wrong.
Okay, so there's
They might do
actually
both.
there's no mention of this particular knife being an exclusive, and I think Knife Center is usually pretty good about that on their product page. Um, yeah, regular price 209 American down to 129 right now. I mean, Knife Center
There's,
usually does pretty good deals when they
there's
release a
only
product.
only one thing that annoys me about this knife. That's
What's
not
that?
navy blue.
Well, I was gonna say you probably can't
Oh,
get
yeah.
it in Canada yet. It's yeah.
That too.
I don't
When
think
you
so.
when you
I
look at yeah.
Yeah, it's not even on Kershaw's website. So now, okay,
Mhm,
I
mhm.
did look up MagnaCut. Maybe if we look up Blur, it'll give the results. There's the
Yeah.
navy blue Stonewash, but that's the 14C Sandvik variant, I think.
Oh, and for the record, I
Yeah, it is.
found a place in Calgary that's selling Pappy Van Winkle's 15-year-old bourbon.
Mhm.
It's a $300 bottle.
Yeah, you're on your own on that one, bud.
Why
Bring it in the new year
you don't
with
want to
Pappy.
split it up? Come on, come
I don't like bourbon that much.
Yeah, Van
on.
Winkle can suck it.
Yeah,
Yeah, he can. Anyway,
like
um,
I like bourbon, but not that much.
so would you be willing to take the trade off if you wanted MagnaCut that badly?
To buy a
Aluminum,
blur? Nah.
aluminum versus titanium, carbon fiber, spring assist versus ball bearing.
I If I was gonna buy one, I'd probably buy the blur over the 545
Just
for that exact reason.
in terms of design.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
It's
Alrighty.
cost too. Even after conversion, it's still half the cost.
Yeah. Well, even assuming full price, right? Yeah.
yeah. Too many buccarinos.
Alrighty, sir.
You had a
So
topic.
I did. Flytaniums.
Yeah, yeah. I can go directly to their website if
Vibranium.
that helps.
Was
Yeah,
this the thing that we talked about?
they got these things called the modulator.
Yeah, right. That's the thing we were going to talk about.
You remember those things?
Yeah.
Where did they stuff those?
Bug out parts.
Yeah. There they are.
Get them.
Sue each other. Please don't. This is actually a really cool idea. Uh, so Dennis, why don't you tell our lovely audience what we're looking at?
It's a bug out scale that you can put anything you want to in there, like mashed potatoes or whatever, right? Like or the G10 or Timascus or carbon fiber options that they also offer as far as interchangeable, swappable, customizable things for the bug outs.
Why are they already doing the thing that I want them to do with the tritium
Timascus?
thumb stud and the Timascus?
That's how they get you.
Hold on just a second.
What you talking about?
Only one side?
It's only on one side?
That's
Oh,
nonsense.
and it kills the pocket clip on the left-hand side?
They've never done left-handed pocket clips. Titanium screws over left-handed people.
What
It's true
the
fact.
fuck? Well, I guess that's cool if you're right-handed and you only
But
want
that
your
doesn't
onlay
make
on
it.
one side.
I didn't realize it's only a one-sided onlay. That makes me suck it.
Yeah, it does. Damn.
Yeah, that's disappointing.
It's like you got my hopes up for like a couple days while we saw this thing, and it was like,
Well,
oh, Timascus and
Yeah.
carbon fiber and
I thought that
fluted.
was.
Look at the fluted brass and the fluted copper
Look.
and the fruited. They're so
Look.
fruited.
They'll sell them like this for a while, and then they'll come up with a brilliant idea to put a onlay on the other side. Then they can sell those for a while. Double the profits.
Well, I understand that yes, there's a very small problem here. The pocket clip height versus the onlay height is going to be different, but there are ways around that, like milling in a shelf for that pocket clip to sit on, or having a
Bending your clip.
having a different shaped inlay, or bending your clip. But if you had a different shaped inlay, then you could charge more money for a
You,
different inlay. You see, you could mix and
you
match. You see,
you could just give us your own clip variant that fits the knife with the onlays too.
that would be nice. That would be
Mm,
cool. That would also be a way to milk us of more money, because this is a really sweet idea.
yep. But look, they keep the price point half the amount by only having one onlay, you see.
Okay, well, speaking of which, these just say coming soon. I'm not seeing any indication of price. Do we know what these are going to come in at?
Nope,
$1
just
million.
coming soon.
Sometimes you can find information doing this, but
They are in the
no.
price point of coming soon.
I'm not seeing a price value here. Sometimes they have this stuff buried, but it doesn't look like it.
Too many nerds figured it out, and so they figured you out.
That's how they get you.
Yeah.
Well, it's possible they
Nerds.
just don't have it entered yet. No.
There is that too.
Oh, I actually don't know what this is referring to. No, modulator, $84. That can't be right.
Maybe it's the inlay
Yeah,
in
maybe.
Damascus.
Maybe.
How much Damascus is really there, you think?
Not
How much
a
do you think
ton.
they're costing?
I don't know, but it's not cheap. It's when you're retailing and milling, and yeah,
Yeah, but this doesn't have the word wedding attached to it, so it's cheaper.
I'm seeing
it's true.
84
It's
over
true.
and over. 84 could be a placeholder value. That's really hard to say.
And it could literally
Anyway.
be talking about any part of it.
Yeah, I mean, they do say modulator titanium scales, so I'm going to assume they're talking about the pair of titanium scales. The inlay options here, they don't say either, but
They do like regular bug out scales at a reasonable price, don't they? For the bug out in titanium.
price they say 12 here, so 12 can't be right unless. Oh wait, no, sorry, that is for the. If this is G10, that might actually make sense at the volumes these guys work with. Modulator inlay, they don't say exactly what type. I don't think it's not here.
Wow, you're deep in the weeds.
Oh yeah, no, I'm getting totally distracted by this shit. I'm very curious though, what the prices are going to be like. Okay, there is some variation in price here, so yeah, we're looking at the price ranges. $13. I saw 20 something back there.
Dick Richards is telling us to just drink wild turkey, and I want you to know that I'm drinking a
deep purple. There we go.
prickly pear lemonade mixed with a peach rockstar, like a man.
I have got a mango raspberry pear cider. Thank you, sir. It's California inspired.
Zero sugar Monster Energy drink, because I need
That's
to be
how
awake
you
for this.
justify it. Yeah. Zero sugar, you see.
Always thunking.
Always be thunking. So yeah, super cool idea. I hope they develop a little further. I hope they do onlays for the opposite side and not fuck over lefties if possible.
Yeah, no, they'll keep doing that, but at least have like onlays on both sides, you suckers. Because that's stupid.
Yeah,
that would be nice. I wouldn't mind onlays for smock. Or some milling on their smock titanium scales, because those were nice. But I want some extra. A little pizzazz.
You can get their Interstellar one. That actually looks kind of cool. And when I say you can get, I mean they're sold out, so go fuck yourself. But they're very pretty.
Oh yeah, yeah, those are good looking. I'd rock that.
When there's enough like texture or color or detail, I don't mind if it's a flat slab necessarily. If it's interesting like this,
I'll take the obnoxious ones too, whatever those ones were.
The kaleidoscope. No. Actually,
yeah.
I've seen video. They're pretty reflective. They look good.
Yeah, I'm into that.
They're not for sale. It's too bad.
No, these ones, no. Same thing with the limited edition. I mean,
Yeah,
you could do it
probably
yourself, Paul.
just
Paul
stop
Paul
looking at
has
them. I think is for the best.
Paul's got a setup you could use to do that to a
No,
No, I
player.
I
can't.
don't
That's
think you
painting,
should
isn't it?
tell him to do that.
That's
Yeah,
painting, isn't it?
you probably need to have a brush
Yeah.
for
And
that. Yeah.
I did have somebody that was going to make me a setup for that kind of titanium
Yeah,
anodizing.
there sure was. There sure was.
Yeah.
Well, that's what you get when you mess with the warrior. So,
Oh, that guy's a jerk.
yeah, good times, good times. So yeah, I thought the modulator was a cooler thing than it actually is. That's
Yeah, dude.
like,
There was this moment of whiplash. I'm like, oh, I remember you talking about that. Yeah, this is super cool. And then seeing the reverse scale. Son of a bitch. He pulled the rug out from under me.
yeah, they did. They really, really did. I tell you. What's the other thing? Holm and Hadfield. Is that the guys?
I don't know. Is it another bottle of whiskey?
No, I wish. Yeah, that's the one. Holm and Hadfield. I've brought this company up before because they had a really cool EDC box. The boxette of the EDCs.
What?
Display on the top. Holm, Holme. Holme. Holme and Hatfieldy.
And Hadfield. Yes, I do like these boxes. I want to say it was either Shabazz or Metal Complex that was showing these off a little while ago.
It's true.
The new EDC box?
Yeah, the EDC box.
How many $1 million is it?
Some of them are quite expensive.
The original one I showed you guys was a couple hundred. The new one they came out with, it's not a watch box, it's a knife box. I see it down in the bottom right corner, I think.
Yep.
Okay, I'll go back. Oh, no. Too late. We gotta go to the thing. We gotta go to the website.
We gotta go. We're just going in now, boys.
We gotta go deeper.
So the new one has like a dozen on the top, but then it's got like something like 40 or 50 slots or something silly like that on the bottom two drawers. So it's actually an EDC box.
Is it this one, the Armada?
For $442.
That looks like the one, yeah.
I'm gonna double back to the. If there's an EDC.
Yeah, that's the one, Armada.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, I'll just go there then. Damn.
I do like that box. It's pretty fucking cool.
They have a hinge top now. Cool, because there weren't the old ones like you had to lift them off.
Sounds right. Yeah.
This one though, it's got hinges. That's much nicer.
And then I think the top drawer has more than just knifey stuff. You can put EDC on the left-hand side. It looks like maybe. I could be wrong.
No, that does seem to be the case. Get it. Yeah, so this one's a little bit more open on the side there. Very nice.
I like the little EDC corner too. That's kind of neat.
Yeah.
And how much to the display? 9, and then it had specs and then ran away.
Yeah, sorry, it was bouncing around for a little bit there. So yeah, 9 up top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 single slots on the top. Although those top slots, it looks like some of those knives are doubled up. I can't tell if that's because those are small knives or
store up to 8 to 9 on the top, and then 30 feltline pillars plus 30 to 40 in the drawers.
Okay, so I guess you can double up.
Drawers at the bottom?
I think you're supposed to double up in the drawers just from the width of these things. You know what I mean?
I'm into it. What do you need 3 brass dice for?
Well, 1 to throw at people you don't like, and 2 to play games with.
It's pocket glitter.
Yeah,
the glitter's getting a little extreme.
Yeah.
I mean,
extreme pocket glitter.
So you got what you don't see is the other 2 copper dice that are sitting behind that one because he likes to play Yahtzee.
Yeah. So $442 for a
Sorry.
guy who has the kind of knives that are on display in that case. Sure, why not?
Oh yeah.
It's a gorgeous case.
I'm talking to people with Skahas, you sons of bitches.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's
And
true.
Sabenzas, and how mad would you
Yeah,
be if I took one of
exactly.
these things and then put all my CRKTs in it? Actually, okay, but to be fair, there are some CRKTs I would put in there that are kind of neat. But as far as like,
I will show up at your house and I will burn that box to the ground.
you don't think that the Ellishwitz E-Lock belongs there? That it's got
That
a
one does.
place?
The rest of them that you commented about.
Okay, this one, sure. If it's well, where do you draw the line though? Because the psych is weird. Psych. I'm psyching
No,
you out.
psych
The
doesn't
psych is
belong
Yeah.
there. Get out.
no,
Get
it's not
out.
nice enough.
Belongs in a pouch where you can't see it.
It's fair. It's fair.
No, I like the looks of it. It's a cool looking knife.
But
I'm
it's
just
not
a
quite
dick.
nice enough for that. Yeah, I think this is a pretty sweet thing. I do like seeing that, and I don't know if this is a feature they've done previously, but those arms look a bit more supportive than the stuff they used to have. I thought they were just like straight drawer pulls that were like little bracers, but they weren't like these what's the term for these things? They're like linear
Like
extenders.
rails.
Yeah. They didn't have such nice rails on the sides of them, and that's a cool thing to see on these guys. Um, yeah, that's super
Does
cool.
it have the soft close of my kitchen cabinets?
Oh, I hope so, because that would keep the knives from slamming into each other when you close it violently in the morning.
Yeah.
I actually really hope that they do have the slow close. That'd be really nice.
Can they make something like this for the average consumer?
No.
No, because they
So
don't make this for the average consumer.
the thing is, even if you were to make like to have a well made uh piece of furniture like this, like a box like this, that shit's just expensive. Like,
It's not real wood, though. Can almost guarantee you it's not.
no, you don't think so?
Probably not.
If for it to be solidly built, I don't mind if it's not real wood. It's fine. I would prefer real wood, obviously, but for 442 American, I don't know that it would be.
I don't think it would
Um,
be at that price point. It's probably MDF with a veneer.
well, while we're here potentially talking shit, we should take a look and see what they say it's actually made out of. Solid wood pillars, they say. Okay, so the pillars themselves are actually made out of wood. Probably because it's too difficult to make that out of a veneered MDF.
Mhm.
Solid wood pillars, and okay, so they talk about the wood pillars a number of times. That's not a good sign. Usually, if you're going to see like a description like that repeated, it's like, okay, so they're trying to draw your attention to that and not so much what the other.
Yeah.
Smooth running metal rails. Yep. As commuter. Okay. Up to 9 fixed blades in the top drawer. Okay, I mean, sure. Um,
It's weird that they're stored sheathless, though. Where's my sheaths go?
you just toss them into a bucket beside the. Just fish them out. Attach a
That's
lanyard.
the old sheath
Oh.
bucket.
So if I look up wood, they call it a wooden knife case, solid wood pillars. But I'm not actually finding anything. So yeah, Paul, you're probably
Color is
correct.
called walnut. The material is called wood.
What? What's that?
I'm on their Amazon page because Holman Hadfield has an Amazon page.
Okay.
And the color they call walnut and the material they call wood.
Okay. I mean, it
They
probably is
basically
wood, but like,
contracted not to call it exactly what type of wood.
yeah, the black here. Honestly, I actually like the look of the walnut a lot more than the black, but
Yep. It almost looks like they desaturated the photo and then added color back in on certain objects.
Yeah, potentially. Um,
Oh! Oh no! Ah!
so because they're shipping these things to all kinds of different places, oh, they're showing a
Pre
lot of entry level knives in that case, huh? That's interesting.
Preassembled.
Oh, that was a QSP or QSP, excuse me, a Kershaw special agent, secret agent.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I was like,
Secret agent
really?
man.
Man. Oh, hey, a Microtech. So, okay, so the most expensive is Microtech, and it goes down from there in this particular video. Is there an issue if you're for like doing bespoke furniture and then shipping it? Like you got to worry about warpages, things like that, especially when things need to tightly fit together. Is that a concern?
You probably
Like,
are. I'd be more worried about it surviving shipping than I would be about it warping. I think
yeah,
it's not
okay.
real wood.
I don't know much about like wooden
It,
construction for furniture.
if
And
it
stuff
was
like that,
real
so.
wood, I would worry about it more.
Oh, that's what I mean. If this were like all like actually walnut or whatever, you'd be more concerned about that type of thing. Now, if
I probably
everything
would be.
was made out of stabilized wood, maybe less so. But yeah. Well, yeah, okay, yeah. Talking about now, you got to stabilize each of these panels individually and make sure they're super clean and crisp before manufacture. Like that, yeah, yeah. $440 won't cut it at that point. Um,
No.
so all that to say, I understand the choices being made. Now, best case scenario, this is all something like pack a wood, right? Like multiple layers of wood veneer laminated with resin. That sure, I'm fine with that.
I think the word you're looking for is plywood.
Yeah, but like fancy plywood, where they actually give a shit what it looks like when you're finished with it.
I mean, especially when you look up
plywood.
the zoomed in pictures on the Amazon store. I don't know about the rest of their actual website, but it looks like it might be real sheets of wood of something.
Yeah,
Might be pine that they stained, but
fine. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, that photo right there does look like wood panels on the front drawer pulls at the very least. The body of it might not be, but or it might just be.
you'll never know until you buy one.
and then
Are you gonna buy
destroy
me
it to
one?
find out.
Yeah.
No, no, not for 442. I'm guessing American dollars.
Oh, almost certainly. Yeah.
Now, the smaller one is on Amazon Canadian for 260. And it
Can we just talk
holds
about the whiskey in the room of them having a bottle of Chivas Regal beside the box?
snow patties, no pappies.
No pappies, no problems.
No pappies.
It's
No
So,
it's my
what
father's drink of choice, actually.
donut.
what was the one you were looking at? The
Oh,
smaller
it's
one. What
called
was
the
the name?
Armory
Ah,
instead
yes.
of the Armada. Yeah.
We got it. We got your armory. We got your armory right here. Ah, no hinge for the top. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is probably their first generation one that they had.
I think so.
Single drawer.
But hey, you can get it in walnut black, gray, and cherry. Ooh, I don't hate the look of that all gray. That's
And
weird.
the drawer pull on it is just a straight like wooden um board that slides along a wooden track as opposed
Yes.
to the
This is
double drawer pulls.
this is less robust for sure.
Yeah.
Um, Dennis, what's your
That
what's your
does lead
favorite
me to
color
believe
out
it's
of
wood.
this? Do you like the cherry the most, or
I
do you
actually
like?
don't mind the cherry. It's not bad.
Yeah, I thought the gray would be right up your alley, but then when I thought about it again, I'm like, oh, cherry though.
I don't
The
know.
cherry
The
is
walnut
where-
is the wood stuff. I do like natural, woody,
Yeah,
good
yeah.
times.
Yeah, but cherry wood's natural.
It's all right, I guess. I seen better. The
You could spend with
Armada
time.
Armada's going for 409 Canadian for the black one, 450 for the wood one. So looks like
Really?
they undercut themselves a little bit. Yeah, the one ad I saw was actually talking about this thing going for 300 American. So
Okay.
depending on
This might just be their
competitive,
MSRP
yeah,
that they then.
competitive websites and stuff, because 409 CAD is what I've found the black version of the Armada at.
I don't know if I want to spend 409 on this, but I'm much more inclined to do that than spend 6.
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
And if at any point they go on sale, it's
Mm-hmm.
drops it down to a 300 or something like that type of thing, then you can get on board, right?
Just a new pocket knife.
Well, I mean, when you're dropping that on pocket knives nowadays anyway, right? So
Easily, yeah.
they've got 2 Veros in that one picture.
They do, yes.
And a Winter Blades Co.
Don't worry about it.
I gotta go for my government mandated. I've held off as long as possible, but I'll be back in just a moment.
Oh, all right, all right. We're going to talk about this new fancy summer blade co while he's gone.
That's a thing?
No.
Okay.
It's not. It's not any sort of thing.
You're just lying now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Where's
Yeah,
the
it's
witch in the wardrobe?
450 bones, but I mean, when you've got $3,000 worth of pocket knives, Dick Richards, it's makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
easily.
for a lot of us, we get to that point, you're like, I need somewhere to put this.
I don't want to put a dollar amount to it, but $3,000 is like lowballing it probably.
Well, I'm just like my EDC rotation, even.
Yeah.
Not even the fancies, like just the stuff. Like my box is just as big. That I EDC stuff with, like just on the top shelf, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 25. And that's my normal knives. That's not. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm already in the armory. Might not be the Armada, but then you get into my traditionals, and I got a dozen sitting there on traditionals too.
Is it weird that I would prefer the not hinged box?
Yes, that is weird.
That I don't like the plastic hinge. I don't trust it.
Yeah, I'm with you on the plastic hinge. I wish they had to just put the hinge directly onto the wood.
Yeah.
And just had the whole tier lift.
Sit back? Yeah. That's the only reason why I think it would be better if it was just a whole box that came off the top. But also, if you're putting them up there, they're meant to be more of a showpiece than they are your EDC anyways.
For those ones?
Yeah.
Talking
well,
about
that's a funky one.
Let's talk about you, Joe.
Oh,
one that's made by Bold Works.
Are you looking at the knives in the top case there?
No, I was looking at another knife storage case called Bold Works.
Look it up, Joe.
Pocket knife display case. BOLDWORK. It's like a circular thing in the top. It was funky.
So, snapclick.com? What? No, that seems like a bad idea.
Yeah, that's that picture with the round ones on the top. Yeah, the images. That's the ticket.
You just go to like the Amazon link.
I think the Amazon link is the only one. Yeah, okay, we'll do that.
Maybe that's the only place you can find it, but it's kind of cool.
With the pocket knives that are all identical with the rings on the butt end for some reason, that's a little strange.
It's fine. They're either Dijos or Lone Wolves, one or the other.
I'll take your word for it because I have no goddamn clue. $100 American? No, this is. Oh yeah, this is .com. Okay.
They all have the same knife across the board, even in the slides. They're the same knife.
Yeah.
That's super weird.
Maybe the factory who makes this case also makes the. Whoa!
I just like the top display on that where it's all like circular. I thought that was kind of cool.
Want to flaunt your collectible knives? Oh, hey, they hold on a second. They had an SMG A Hoga Sig collab, I think that's what that is. Then this is that Pterodactyl? Don't know what that is. Huh. Oh, and a benchmade of some sort, I guess.
Gotta have a benchmade.
Cool.
I'm in. $100.
Oh, then a bunch of cheapos. That's neat.
Can you find it on .ca?
That's the question, isn't it?
Yeah, for 300.
What?
Really?
Yeah.
You're kidding me. And
Oh,
hey, is that a
yeah.
knockoff? Are they using a knockoff benchmade for their? Oh wow! Look at the. Okay, does the Auto 940 have that kind of tone to its color and reflectivity? I don't think it does.
No.
That's funny.
Probably
Right.
all clones. Probably a benchmade clone too. Or a bug out clone.
All right,
Which one?
Amazon.ca. I'm not signed in. Pocket. So if you just search pocket knife display case, hey, there's the other one for 170. Single drawer with 5 slots. Is this from Holman Hatfield? Okay.
What is that display case just to the right with all the rifle knives in it?
Don't worry about it. It's a book style display, so it's got like a little clip. You hang it. You have it vertical, like you do with your your case knives, your classy stuff, or your fake rifle knives.
Oh, it comes with those knives. It's
you
the same type
say-
of person that would want that case wants the
Did
knives
you
too.
say bang, bang, bang
Guys.
while you cut open your packages?
Guys, small mahogany.
Can we talk
CJ,
about where that
LA,
pocket
mahogany.
CJ mahogany?
No, we're not talking about the pocket clips in these things. Why would we do that?
Can we please, just for a second?
Paul.
No. Stop.
There's
Stop
so
now.
much knife out the top.
Anyway, you can get this one for $170. But I'm not actually seeing the one that Dennis found, the one with the round guy on top.
It is there. Boldworks pocket knife display case.
Oh, if I throw in the word Boldworks, that'll probably
maybe
help.
306. That's what she's going for.
Oof, yeah, 306.70. Forget
You
it.
might as well buy a Hadfield, Holman Hadfield at that point.
Compare other offers. Like, why?
Like at $100, that thing was kind of cool, especially with the round display on the top and the
Yeah.
whole,
Yeah. It literally doubled in price by coming to .ca.
triple. But it's good math.
Well, no, because
After conversion, be about 150,
Yeah.
150, right?
Oh, I
That's
see
what I
what
was
you're
thinking.
saying. Oh, different dollar amounts.
well, it's coming to Canadian dollar dues.
Yeah, your currency changes and all that.
Well, welcome to the party. Go.
$170. Man.
What now?
The knife deck.
It's not enough room.
Well, okay, so you're able to display 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5, 6, 7, maybe 7, maybe 8. You have 2 really small knives. Best case scenario, you're spending $20 per knife in order to have it displayed this way. I do agree. I think that's a little too limited.
Yeah. That's how they get you to buy the other one, though, you see, is they
It's
show
also-
this one.
You buy it, realize it's not nearly enough, and then you buy the gigantic one for way more dollars. Yeah.
And they got you twice.
Now, for like an EDC, like I know Dennis had like a valet tray he was using for a bit, where like you have your whole thing like sprayed out. Yeah, phrasing.
Spread out.
I think that's not a bad idea for this kind of setup where there's so few knives. You're really only going to be picking the same ones over and over and over. But for like a full collection storage.
Yeah, if you're
solution,
using this as strictly an EDC tray and that's all you've got is 5 knives, then and everything at the bottom is going to be your wallet, your keys, your whatever.
I heard the judgment.
What's that?
I said I heard the judgment.
Yeah.
Only got 5 knives.
yeah.
Well,
Go out,
So-
consume.
Look, I don't know if you've only got the 5 knives. shouldn't even say that because I know a lot of people who, well, mostly online, but I know of a lot of people who had massive collections and then downsized, and all they kept were like at less than 10, and of that a certain number they would sell and then buy new knives, but there would be like a standby of like, yeah, I had to keep a very minimal number. I can see this working for somebody like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, feel like once you start going down this rabbit hole, you end up with way more than 8 knives. You know, like
Yeah, definitely that one.
All right. I think that about sums us up. It's 9 o'clock. We can get the hell out of Dodge.
yeah,
It's 8 o'clock.
It's 9 o'clock.
Okay, that's not what I heard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it is.
I was like, how is it 10 o'clock?
Yeah.
That's insanity.
So yeah, if anyone has anything else.
We had one thing that I think we were discussing. Are we not?
Yeah. That's what I was getting to.
Yeah. Probably talk about that.
Cool.
probably should.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've been talking about Christmas 2023 for many years as a running joke. It is actually Christmas 2023 as a real thing. It's not a joke anymore. It's actually upon us. And we are thanking all the guys who have contributed to Patreon, especially the front runners throughout the years. So there's a couple guys that we actually need to shoot some information, get some mailing address information for supporting us on Patreon throughout the years. Out of the guys in chat right now, Dick Richards and Ben would be the two guys that we can shoot you some DMs on either the YouTubies or the Instagrams and get some mailing
I don't think
contact.
YouTube has DMs, so it's probably gonna have to be Instagram.
YouTube used to have a messaging system.
They used to.
So anyway,
They sure did.
Okay.
And
sure they got rid of it.
then I don't know if the other two gentlemen are background chatties, but Black Frost and Ed P. Rogue Stanson 357. Yeah, thank you for you guys being definitely some of the main contributors to the channel. We'll grab some information as far as mailing information from you guys and send out a big thank you coming your way here for Christmas 2023.
It's actually happening, guys.
It actually is. And for the record, worst case scenario, we got your contact info through Patreon, so we will be reaching out.
We're gonna get you
that channel at the very least. We will get you. Absolutely.
And I think Dick is sending coordinates.
Yeah.
Is that what's happening?
I'm not even kidding. I'm pretty sure that's what I'm
I think he's trying to ping the mothership.
There you go.
We should probably talk about the fact that we're not going to be here next week. Or the weekend after that, I assume.
Oh shit, it's Christmas Eve and then New Year's. We're not going to be here.
It's the festive season. It's thank you to everyone who has been joining us for all of the 2023 good times.
Indeed.
I was going to say there was the best of times, there was the worst of times, but I don't know about the best of times this year, guys. There was not as many highlights as we wanted there to be. That's for sure.
We're talking knife stuff,
I think
right?
we're talking just knife stuff here.
God, I hope so.
I got married. Damn, dude.
I was going to say, I was so depressed there for a second.
Knife-related stuff.
Like,
2023 was kind of like, you know.
It's like, my God, your poor wife.
On a personal level, one of the best years of my life. Shut the hell up.
I was going to say. You said she sometimes watches. So we're going to find out.
On a knife-related level.
Oh, yeah, knives? Yeah, it's been almost dog shit this year.
It was a very good, solid meh.
You know, my personal knife collection got pretty good. Pretty happy with it.
Yeah.
It's a good, solid meh.
Well, how many brand new knives did you guys buy this year?
Don't know. Got to do a count. Not on live TV.
Yeah.
I think one.
I can't remember
more than that.
Well, he bought more, but like models that were brand new for this year, like kind of on topic with the whole, like this year was just kind of a fat.
2023 models, I guess.
Yeah. Brand new for this year. Bought brand new, not secondhand.
Was the 4V Kaiser Feist new for this year?
I don't know.
That would be the other one that I guess would be in my... Oh, Sprint Run Siren. That was last year's.
Yep.
Yeah.
My newest knife is from last year. That's funny. It's not, but you know.
I think.
Hmm?
Said this guy here. But I mean, kind of counts. You 2023 models, nothing for nobody.
I'm drawing a fat goose egg, man. Yeah, man.
Ron goose eggs.
I'm actually like looking around at all the stuff I have here to see if I'm just forgetting, but
CRKT didn't get you in one way or another.
not with anything new. Not with anything new. No.
The new news.
The new no.
The good old new no. Colt still didn't even get me this year.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I don't think I did.
If I remember next time we do a stream, I might update with like, I forgot about this one. But
Even
yeah.
beyond that, like
Also, with how many knives you bought this year?
significantly fewer this year than previous.
Yeah.
But you know, when your price point goes to the places that they're going, sometimes it's hard to you know, buy another one.
Well, you know.
And I say price point both for the company making them and for my personal taste as well. Because what I find acceptable for me to pay to buy a thing sometimes is a little out to lunch.
As long as we're all willing to admit it.
Yeah. The idea of what counts as value nowadays is a sliding scale depending on my mood. And my mood can be adjusted.
Adjusted. Oh, Justin. I see.
Adjusted.
He's not with us this week, so
this just in.
No, yeah, that's Justin. No.
Yeah. Oh. But on that note.
All right, gentlemen. Thanks for joining us. It was a fun 2023. We will see you here for 2024. January something. You know.
7th?
Like probably. The 7th or 8th?
Good times. Yeah.
Probably
one of those numbers.
Don't all have
probably not going to be both of those numbers.
Oh.
I mean, Sunday the 7th.
Yeah, I was going to say first Sundays, I believe the 7th. Because, yeah.
Cool. Yeah. All right. Thank you to the Cutting Edge Cutlery Co. for bringing in the 545 ZT bug out. Yeah, it's good times in the MagnaCuts. So check it out. Thanks
to all y'all on the Instagrams that follow us. We appreciate you. And Feliz Navidad. I said it here, so I don't have to do it there. And on the Patreons. Thanks again, guys. Yeah, check your mail for a big thank you. A big wet, sloppy thank you from the guys at Pokey Factor. It's gonna be a jar. It's an amazing.
No. Oh, what a time to lose connection.
I said that just to get to Joe.
It's preserved.
You said that. You said that, and it poisoned the connection.
That was censorship at its finest.
Oh, I wish I had anything to do with that. No, that was just the internet deciding that was enough.
That's it.
All right, let's get the hell out of here.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. We will see you again here in a couple weeks. I hope you all have a great, safe holiday season. Lots of eggnog and rum. Festive ho-hos. Festivus for the rest of us. Feats of strength. I am who I am. I'm Dennis Fibers.
I am the Iron Joe.
And I'm at Excel.ca.
Thanks again, guys. See you next year. Bye-bye.
I haven't even started to air my grievances yet.